Must be the moon made them do it.
Yeah.
The moon made them do it. Two of the NFL's toughest defensive teams. The Raiders are number 1 in the NFL. They've allowed 24. Cowboys are 4th. They've allowed 31. And here comes the Raiders. Montgomery has an opening on the outside. It's been this way all night in case you joined us late. An offensive show to say the least. And it's a game in which Tony Dorsett, the brilliant running back for the Cowboys, has only gained 16 yards. Meanwhile, Marcus Allen has only gained 23. They have not been major factors. Raiders hurt by turnovers in the first quarter. The Cowboys capitalizing on the first 3 turnovers. They got 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Those are your halftime statistics. And we'll pick up the live action. The Raiders first and 10 the ball near their own 42-yard line. The quarterback, of course, remains Marc Wilson. This is Hawkins. And Hawkins in a sprint to the outside will get about 6 yards up close to the 48-yard line. Frank Hawkins, a definite factor in this game in the first half, as he has been for the past couple of weeks, filling in for an injured Kenny King.
Dallas may have done some patchwork in that first half, but they didn't do much on the kick returns or that first down run, did they? So let's see what else they did.
Raiders, a very physical team. Cowboys, more of a finesse team. Cowboys, the NFL establishment, the Raiders, the Rebels. And it's generated a lot of excitement here in Dallas. Hawkins again, right side. He'll be short of the first down. He's in Dallas territory near the 49-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and very short now for the Raiders. Raiders won their first 4 games of the season. Then they lost 2 of their last 3 by a combined point total of 4. Dallas, of course, undefeated. They have come back to win in each and every game they have played. 7 of them. They're 7-0 on the season. But they have trailed by big scores. They even trailed last week at one point early against Philadelphia when they come back to win that game 37-7. It's 3rd down and inches. 2 tight ends are in. Jensen, Hasselbeck, Christensen. And on 3rd and inches, Marc Wilson. And a good defensive play, Everson Walls against Marcus Allen, and the gamble by the Raiders, 3rd and inches, will force the punting unit on the field.
Kind of like that attitude. I think that's a good gamble because you're 7 points up right now. You get the opening kickoff the second quarter. You want to put some more points up there.
Yeah, Mark was a little slow getting the pass to Marcus. I sort of feel if you're going to gamble on that, you should be willing to gamble on 4th down, you know, to get those few inches.
Well, maybe so.
In the reverse ankle, you see the terrific play by Walls to avoid the pass interference and still deflect the ball. 4th down, Ray Guy is on. Deep is Rod Hill. There's Rod. He is going to guess with Ray Guy, who will probably look for the corner. He's kicked a high towering punt that'll carry into the end zone. I don't think that's what Ray Guy wanted because he will only gain about 24 yards out of that on a 49-yard effort. As the Cowboys get the touchback, they'll have a 1st and 10, first possession at their own 20-yard line, and the crowd begins to roar.
I used to always get a kick out of going into the halftime and listening to what the Cowboy coaches have put together. And almost invariably, they'll come back with something they see that they didn't expect at the first part of the game. You see the Cowboys then will come out and see how well they can make these adjustments. But that halftime was always interesting. They get up there strictly business.
They've won so many games coming back. They make good adjustments.
Big second-half team, the Cowboys,
Good
particularly this year.
Good coaching staff.
Dorsett. And Dorsett, big opening left side. He explodes out over the 25 to the 27 for a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Of course, we did that first comeback win by Dallas, 23-3 at halftime. Little Dougie Kennedy dropped into the booth and was gloating over the Redskins' victory. And, of course, tears were to follow later that night. Washington is for real. Played without a lot of people today and destroyed Detroit. It's 2nd down and 4. Cosby in motion. Ron Springs, he's held short of the first down, so it's going to be 3rd down and short yardage now for Dallas.
I don't know what the statistic is, but I don't think the Cowboys have done too well on 3rd down tonight.
And you're the #1 defensive team in the NFL. There have not been too many teams that have done well against you on 3rd down. Raiders are tough. They move a lot of people around. They play 5 defensive linemen. Greg Townsend and Pickell joining the front 3 in passing situations, and they all play well.
As the conversion's 5 out of 11, I guess that's all right in the NFL today.
That's the respect the Cowboys have. They go to the air on 3rd down and a long one, and Cosby.
Ted Hendricks almost had that one picked off.
He'll be talking to himself on film tomorrow.
He was reading that thing all the way across. Seemed like the play developed a little slowly to me.
So immediately, both teams come out. First possessions, they're forced to punt. And Danny White, you weren't with us earlier, has replaced John Warren, who has a sore knee and was not effective in the first half. Danny White back to the chores that he has done so usefully for the Cowboys over the years. And here's Greg Pruitt. Now, he set up a couple of scores in the first quarter for the Raiders. He had a 34-yard return and a 15-yard return. Greg Pruitt, very intelligent runner. White trying to keep it away from Pruitt, and it goes off the side of his foot, and the Raiders are going to have great field position. And I'm sure that Danny White probably practices a little bit during the week on punting, has not done all that much work with John Warren having kicked in the first 7 games. That effort, 25 yards. The Raiders will be at their own 46. Here's 1st and 10, good field position, their own 46-yard line. They have scored on 5 of their last 7 possessions. Their opening possession here in the first half, however, they had to punt. Marc Wilson being chased by Anthony Dickerson. Fires in and out of the hands of Frank Hawkins, and I think Wilson had a little too much on that, but he was feeling the hot breath from Ed Jones and Anthony Dickerson.
Might have been the best example of what you were talking about earlier, him rolling out.
That's what I was saying. This is one of the reasons they chose to go with him this week instead of Plunkett. He's a little more mobile, and over the last few weeks, this may have been a sack if Plunkett was back there.
Could have been.
2nd down and 10. Pressure from Dickerson and Ed Jones.
His young legs have a way of moving.
Oh, yeah.
Doki Williams, a speedster rookie from UCLA, is in the lineup, but this is Marcus Allen. Stays on his feet. Good running for Allen as he gets over midfield. Pickup of about 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, Marcus was a little fired up just then. As I said earlier, Dallas plays strictly run defense on 1st down normally, and most backs would prefer to run the ball on 2nd or 3rd down because he generally has a better chance of running the ball or getting yards. The linebackers are thinking about getting to their passing responsibilities.
Cowboys thinking pass. They bring in their 5th defensive back, 6th defensive back, and out comes middle linebacker Brunig and John Dutton. And Bill Bates is there to tackle Marcus Allen, but he has the 1st down yardage.
That may have been the best pass Marc Wilson has thrown tonight.
May have been the best job of his offensive line has done of keeping him off, too. Look at how much time he has to throw.
Marcus is now coming across the middle, and he's covered just about as well as you can cover a back. The ball is thrown perfectly, and Marcus has great hands.
There's old Bill Bates.
Raiders have a 7-point lead, 31-24. They're driving once again. 1st down and 10 inside the Cowboys' 43-yard line. Greg Pruitt in the lineup, number 34. That's Greg in motion. And this is Hawkins.
Good move.
Good move by Hawkins. And he'll have another 1st down inside the 30. And Hawkins is putting on a show tonight.
They split the hole that time. That defensive people running everywhere, blitzing safeties, linebackers.
Well, Hawkins, you got these tall defensive linemen he's playing against. He's only 5'9". He's just ducking under these guys. And
Brunig overran it. You see right there, Bob was supposed to be king back there, trying to get to the outside. He cut back behind him.
Well, when you're 5'9", 210 pounds, didn't leave much surface to tackle.
And you're working down there around the knees of somebody like Ed Jones. 1st and 10. Ball inside the 29-yard line. Here comes a reverse, or a fake reverse. Marc Wilson looking into the end zone. And Dallas not fooled at all. The intended receiver going deep, Greg Pruitt. Deep back there, Anthony Dickerson and Dennis Thurman.
Thurman had that one all the way. He was just saying, please throw that one a little bit short, and I'm going to pick it off.
From the reverse angle, you really see it.
Greg Pruitt was
Greg there fighting for the ball.
Good coverage, wasn't it?
Good USC man. Dennis Thurman on him.
Yeah, he and Dennis and Rob Martin were teammates there at USC.
Raiders balancing their attack. 137 yards rushing, 175 passing. The turnover has hurt them dearly tonight. Marcus Allen. Allen in the sprint to the sideline, short of the first down. A gain of about 5 as Michael Downs takes Allen out of bounds.
Well, even though I said Marcus would prefer to have the ball on second or third down, Dallas is not easy to run against on any down.
You've noticed that.
I've noticed that. I played against them. I noticed it when I played them.
They've marked it now inside the 23, so it's going to be third and a long 5, which is a definite passing situation for the Raiders. Doki Williams, the rookie from UCLA, a speedster, number 85, split to the bottom of your screen, along with Malcolm Barnwell. Allen is open, and he holds on. He took a tremendous shot, but he held on for first down yardage, and a flag is down.
Flag dropped late. He just threw it real high on the ground.
It was Bates and Clinkscale who were covering Allen, who really was concentrating because he knew he was going to be hammered.
It seems to me that they're just getting a lot more time to throw this second half. The first quarter in particular, Wilson didn't seem to have much time at all. But, boy, they're doing a good job, that big old offensive line.
Defensive holding, number 26, penalty refused, first down.
But it also appears that Dallas was blitzing a little more in the first half.
That's true.
Michael Downs was the guilty Cowboy. It mattered not because the Raiders had the first down on this pass.
Always going to get 2 guys on Randy White in the middle. You saw that protection. That's not a big surprise. Dutton is usually the guy they try to single cover.
Raiders looking to expand their lead here in the third quarter. Raiders over the Cowboys, 31-24. Hawkins just pulling behind big Dave Dalby, Mickey Marvin, Charlie Hanna. Gets yardage down to about the 11-yard line, 4-yard pickup.
When you do run on first down, they can pick up that 4 or 5 yards that he picked up that time. That does really change the philosophy of Dallas's defense, because you're talking about they really are designed to stop that run on the first down.
And when you beat them at it,
you're going to beat them.
The name of this game is first down. Get 4 yards or more on first down.
Barnwell and Doki Williams split to the right. Todd Christensen, the tight end, is to Marc Wilson's left. Again, Wilson with a lot of time. Dennis Thurman frantically going for the football, which was deflected by Mike Hegman. It's incomplete. It will be third down and 6.
I don't know if it's the Raiders' game plan, but it seemed that Mark is throwing an awful lot over the middle. He's thrown about 2 or 3 passes deep outside, or what I call deep 15, 16-yard outs. Other than that, virtually every pass is down the middle. Sort of dangerous.
The ball just inside the 11. 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Wilson on the night has been effective on third down. He's 4 of 5. Looks over at third and 6. Blitz is on. Whoa, picked off is Ed Jones. And Wilson tried to get that out in the flat. Ed Jones had dropped off the line of scrimmage. He is 6'9". Wilson could not get it over Ed Jones. That was another ill-advised pass.
Yes, what happened there, the linebackers came Dickerson blitz. His normal responsibility would have been Marcus Allen, but they had him blitzing, and they had Too Tall Jones playing what we call spy. He just fell out there. He figured that he can cover him for a short period of time, and he was able to do it.
Great hands.
Yeah, and he runs like he boxes.
Great hands. Swift, watch this move. Look at that one.
He runs like he boxes.
You gotta love it.
Right. First down, Dallas. The Raiders turn back. They have the ball at their own 24-yard line. Crowd loves it.
Anthony Dickerson, 51. Clinkscale, 47. He's just trying to lob it over their head, and there's Too Tall. Ran a great route.
He did.
He ran a great route.
He attacked the ball. That's what they teach those linemen.
And he put the ball away. Now, that's another thing. When you catch that ball, put it away. Way to go. Big Ed.
39 years of experience in that defensive unit for the Cowboys, and now the Cowboys are going to have to quiet their own crowd. They've been on their feet for a full minute.
That might be a good sign.
First and 10, Dallas. Near their own 24. Danny White looking for Tony Hill, and a great catch by Hill.
I can't believe he caught that ball. Watts was all over him. Ball was inside a little bit. Good catch, T. He is different, isn't he? They've missed him out. He's been out. Hasn't played much this year. Nothing terribly fancy, except there's that quickness, turn around, make his move. Gosh,
what a great catch.
Gifford used to do that.
I'll tell you, you catch it backhanded, it's not easy.
Gifford did that. Did you ever see Frank? You were too young to watch Frank.
Much too young. I don't know if I was around then.
Right.
First down, Dallas. 39-yard line. Never heard a crowd like this in Texas Stadium.
Well, they're going to
Danny White off Donley, and in a race for the ball, they came out all even, and hustling back there defensively was Van McElroy, who has filled in so well this year for retired Burgess Owens.
Van McElroy did do a good job. 2-year pro out of Baylor.
So that's why they're number 1 in defense. They played that combination inside and out beautifully. Watts knew he had McElroy inside, and they played it absolutely perfect.
It can be embarrassing when that safety don't get there, though. Hang you out to dry. McElroy is lucky to be here. You know, he had a big fight his rookie year with Marcus Allen in training camp, and he thought he'd be cut. But Al Davis liked that. He liked that aggressiveness, and he's been around, and he's a starter now.
Second down and 10. Dorsett. And Dorsett, I think there was a little bit of mix-up on that play, but Dorsett turns nothing into a 3-yard pickup.
Looked like they were going to fumble the handoff, didn't it?
Yeah, a little unintentional, let's say it's a little unintentional hesitation here. It worked out for the best. I think maybe the tackle was coming around, just didn't get there in time.
I wonder how Madden would draw that out with his electronic deal.
Well, we'd be here for a while.
Third down and 7. We're in the third quarter. The Raiders over the Cowboys, 31-24. 7:34 remains here in the third period. Danny White and Donley, I think, crossed up Danny White. Danny White looking for a fly. Donley broke it off underneath the Raiders, incomplete.
And Lyle Alzado was not going to give him enough time to change his mind, you know. Lyle was right there.
So Danny White remains on the field, having assumed or reassumed, if you will, the punting chores for Dallas in the second period.
I think that having Danny back there adds another dimension to their attack. We've seen him, even if he doesn't run or he doesn't throw, everybody knows he can do all those things.
And he's done it so often.
Right.
Danny White doesn't get the spiral, but he got a pretty good punt, but Greg Pruitt bobbles once again. And he picks it up and falls forward to the 25-yard line. 42-yard effort by Danny White. No spiral, nothing. So the Raiders maintain their 7-point lead. 7:15 remaining in the third quarter. They'll have a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. In the third quarter, I don't think I've ever seen the crowd in Texas Stadium so fired up. Maybe for the Redskins. But they want the Raiders tonight, and they trail by 7. 1st and 10 Raiders. They're at their own 25. Hawkins is having a big night out over the 30-yard line. He'll get 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Randy White has to make that kind of play. You got to get a little bit more support from the linebacker corps. They're running right straight up the middle. A little unusual for teams to try to do that. They figure they've got, I guess, the big guys up front with Dalby and Hanna, Mickey Marvin. So they're going right straight at them.
3 wide receivers now. The Raiders. Top of your screen. Calvin Muhammad. Marcus Allen.
Oh, Marcus.
Hurdles over one man looking for 1st down yardage. He doesn't get it. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Well, actually, before the first half and the last time they had the ball, the Raiders have moved the ball effectively on the ground. They've gotten in trouble trying to pass. They lucked up in the first half by getting a pass interference penalty on the goal line there. But the last few times they've had the ball, they've been very effective running it.
I would suspect this will put Marc Wilson in a pass situation.
Yeah, I doubt they'll run it now.
3rd down. It's a pretty long 2 for him. Dallas is thinking pass, and they get it. Marcus Allen out of the backfield. He ran a good pattern. He'll get the 1st down out over the 45-yard line. This man can do a lot of things. He also will throw the ball. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes in the last 3 games.
But the ground, Marcus may have an option on this. He's rolling out of the backfield. He's got man-on-man coverage with Dickerson. Gives him a great head and shoulder outside. We don't see it here, but you'll see the results of it. Ball was thrown a little high, but Marcus has great hands and great instinct for the ball. Did a good job of catching it and coming down for the first down.
Raiders keep it alive. First down and 10. They're at their own 46-yard line as Jim Plunkett, the quarterback, the Raiders, through their first 7 games, looks on. That's Clee Montgomery in motion. Allen will throw the ball. And we could get past interference. No, there was a collision between Everson Walls and wide receiver Dokie Williams.
It actually was a great pass, but Walls got position on the field. He had his position, and Dokie ran into him, and in that case, it certainly isn't a penalty on Walls. He was there first. You're looking at Dokie Williams from UCLA.
And he was jawing with the official. He wanted the interference call, and it was marginal. That was the field judge, Fritz Graff, shaking his head. No. So it'll be second down and 10. Watch Walls. He plays it perfectly, considering he got away with it.
Well, I don't think that's interference.
Yeah,
but
he was there first.
Yeah, he had his position. That guy's got the same right the other guy has to catch the ball.
Second down and 10. Wilson. Walls does not handle the ball.
And that's very unusual. He's got such great hands.
Well, Wilson's got a lot of confidence because his man wasn't open even when he threw the ball. I guess you have to believe they're going to get open. Sometimes that don't get the job done.
Well, Walls seldom drops it. He is contending to be the NFL's leading pass interceptor for the first time in history, 3 consecutive years. He had 11 in '81. He had 7 last year in the abbreviated season. And he has 4 interceptions thus far this season. That's 1 behind the NFC leader. Third down and 10 Raiders. Barnwell and Williams split to the left. Allen in motion.
There's that rollout. Didn't make it.
That's adios on the rollout as Anthony Dickerson, with great speed, dropped to the pass coverage and then came back and held Marc Wilson to a gain of 1.
And old Michael Downs was right in there to get him some help. Good defensive play.
Well, he did the right call. He rolled away from the pressure. They were rushing a cornerback from the other side, but I don't think he wanted to run the ball. He was looking for a receiver, and nobody was open.
Ray Guy is out, and Rod Hill is out, the #1 draft pick from Kentucky State of a year ago. He got to going sideways on Landry last week against Philadelphia, and I think he had a little talking to.
They called him East-West. So come on now, Hill. Let's be North-South Hill stuff. East-West Hill.
Well, the Raiders have had field position this whole quarter, and they've done nothing with it. It may come back to haunt them.
Earlier, key interception by Ed Jones. Turned back the Raiders scoring drive. Ray Guy hits it high, doesn't turn over. Rod Hill takes a chance. And Rod Hill
made a good little move there.
Taking the chance. It's a fair catch, and he gets 6 additional yards. The Cowboys will have a first down at their own 24-yard line. Danny White, to the roar of the crowd, brings them out. That number, O.J.
He begged for it. I told him he can have it.
Well, did Jim Brown tell you could wear it?
Yeah, well, Jim Ward, I just want to be half as good as him.
Dallas, first down and 10. They trail 31-24, 4:43 remaining in the third quarter. Here comes Tony Dorsett. And there goes Tony Dorsett. He's been shut off totally tonight. Rod Martin and Lyle Alzado have both done a tremendous job, as Dorsett has time and time again tried to go to the left with no effect.
He had Springs out in front trying to block on Martin, and he just couldn't get him down. He kept his feet, strung that play out, no place to go. Tony has not been able to break one, has he?
Well, they've been trying to run at Lyle Alzado. He's a pretty emotional player. I'm sure he took it personal. I'm sure he says, hey, you're going to try to run over here. Well, I'll teach you a lesson.
He was having a bad night a year ago against Minnesota when he broke one for 99 yards. Gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Danny White trips as he pulls away from the center. He was probably stepped on. He bobbled the ball. Raiders are saying they have it.
And they do.
Got it.
I'll bet you he was stepped on pulling away from the center. The tempers once again flaring. So the Raiders now, they have good field position. They have a 7-point lead. They'd like to add to it. Let's watch from behind, see if he gets his foot stepped on.
A lot of times that happens with the center.
Yep, he pulled away clean. Right there, I think.
Yes.
There you got it. Bless his heart. That's
Kurt
Herb
Peterson.
Scott. 68, was it Herb Scott or was it Kurt Peterson?
Kurt Peterson caught his left foot. White went down, coughed it up. Raiders have it, 21-yard line. Crowd now urging the defense. Marcus Allen, good moves.
Whoa! And some more moves. Good.
That's your Heisman Award winner.
Yeah, those are the things
You love it,
a
don't
great
you?
back can give you. I love it. I tell you.
Fun.
I happen to be a good friend of Marcus, but I'm a friend of all great running backs.
Yeah.
I love it, and I love to see a back who can do this on his own. Stop. This is totally improvisation.
Hegman missed. Came in as Downs that missed. That's just terrific. I know now why you let him wear that 32.
Yeah.
That was nice of you.
Raiders
don't remember
inside
me?
the 10. First down, goal to go. Hawkins, right side, and Hawkins, yes, with that low center of gravity, scratches out about 3.
We mentioned how Dorset always fell forward. Hawkins at 5'9", he was hit solid there. Somehow he ended up falling, going upfield. The great backs always do it.
That might be a story right there, isn't it? I love graphs. They're so plain. That's it. They're blue and white. That's what they are.
And that running against the Dallas defense, rated second against the rush in the NFC. Marc Wilson starting for the first time this year. Rolling out. Out of bounds, incomplete. Calvin Muhammad.
Calvin Muhammad is really having a good game, even though he was out of bounds on that play. That was one excellent grab by him.
Looked like they got outside of Mike Hegman, number 58, little block. I think that was maybe even Marcus that made that block, was it? Good stretch. You're right. Got to come down with both of them. He didn't come down with either one of them inside.
Third down now, goal to go.
Big Lyle. Think he's ready? They call that intense.
For most anything, he's ready.
He's been a great inspiration to those two young pass rushers they have, Townsend and Pickell.
And Howie Long, too. Howie Long thinks Alzado's just terrific.
Third down, goal to go. The ball close to the 6-yard line. Christensen is in the corner of the end zone. Incomplete.
Another flag down there.
When you're blitzing that many guys and they're putting that much pressure on the quarterback, more than likely you'll have a holding.
You got it, O.J. Holding, and I think it might work against Mickey Marvin. He was up there complaining.
They always complain, don't they?
So that'll change things, and quickly Tom Flores bringing 2 people in.
65 offense, holding, penalty refused, 4th down.
Mickey Marvin, that brought up 4th down, and Dallas almost conceding now a field goal rather than take the holding penalty.
Well, we saw him do a little fake field goal earlier. I doubt if they'll do that now because 10 points does make a difference.
Well, we say kickers are under a lot of pressure. If you know the emotion that's on this Raider team, I would advise Mr. Bahr not to miss this one.
It's an interesting call by Dallas to turn that down. As Chris Bahr chips it through, had they taken the penalty, Oakland would have had a 3rd down, rather Los Angeles would have had a 3rd down and goal to go.
It's the first
and they
time
would have
tonight.
been at the 16-yard line. Interesting. We'll be back. They've come to town to play football, and they are giving Dallas all they can handle and more. Raiders over the Cowboys 34-24. 2:16 remains in the 3rd period. Ron Fellows, Gary Allen are deep for the Cowboys. Chris Bahr kicks off. Today the rookie, Gary Allen. And Allen works it out somewhere around the 18-yard line, where it'll be first down, Dallas. The Network Stars are at it once again, and it'll be Thursday night, November the 3rd, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central Time in the Battle of the Network Stars. A fun show, as you've all enjoyed over the years. The captains of the 3 teams, as he has for so many years. Dallas last 3 possessions. Punt, punt, punt. On 1st and 10. Ron Springs, uncharacteristically, doesn't handle. Good receiver, Ron Springs. That one, I maybe just took his eyes off it.
Could have been thrown a little bit behind him. That's kind of a difficult angle that you're running from that backfield. That ball's not laid out there just right. It's hard to change speed.
It looks simple, but as we stated in a previous game, it's one of the toughest passes a quarterback will be called to throw on. You know, they've been picking on Lester Hayes a little tonight. When you're as great as Lester, and you've been in the Pro Bowl the last 3 or 4 years, Lester's aware they've been throwing at him. I don't think he feels he's having a good game. I look for him to do something maybe spectacular before this night's over.
2nd down and 10. Oh, and Tony Hill in a violent collision. He ran right into Van McElroy. Tony Hill slow getting up, now limping a little bit, but heading back to the huddle.
Boy, you could just see this one coming, couldn't you? He's covered by Ted Watts. McElroy comes from the inside, but watch Tony's concentration. Wham.
Ooh, that's got to Smart.
You sort of lose your concentration. You have that happen 1 or 2 times.
You're going to lose more than your concentration if you don't watch it.
3rd down and 10. Danny White now 5 straight incompletions. Here comes Alzado. White gets it off. It's picked off. The flag is down. Flag is down. Lester Hayes is in the end zone. We're going to bring it back, I think.
Bring it back.
Well, I knew Lester was looking to make a big play. Maybe he got there maybe got a little too anxious. Forced his way in there a little too soon. We'll see in a second.
Defensive pass interference. 1st down.
Oh, boy.
Works against the Raiders and negates a Raider touchdown that could have put this
That would have been some
tough shape for Dallas.
You're absolutely
Well,
right.
as I said, those great cornerbacks, they take gambles. If they're getting beat, they're going to try to do something spectacular. And maybe he was a tad too anxious. We'll take a look at here who the penalty is on. I think he may have called it on Lester. He got there a little too soon. He was trying to make that big play. He was a little too anxious. And it looked like he pushed Drew Pearson just a tad before the ball got there.
He's trying to hip him out of there.
Well, I knew he would gamble at it.
1st down, Dallas.
Almost.
Inside their own 36-yard line.
He'll try again, though. The great ones always do.
It probably felt good.
Danny White is back.
Look out.
Going to Billy Joe Dupree, who somehow held on as Van McElroy made contact again. Pickup of only 3 yards.
And you saw Van talking to him while they were on the ground. I'm sure he was telling him that was a great catch, Billy Joe.
Are you sure of that?
Well, McElroy's a Christian. I mean, he's really a pretty straight shooter.
Nice catch.
McElroy.
He's not saying, don't come back over here again. It seems to me that Dallas, when they're throwing the ball, they fail to find one defensive player. They're always sort of, there's another defensive player they don't seem to see.
That's the Raiders. They move people around in such a funny style. Let's go, man. Danny White back again, gets the blitz, reads the blitz, goes to Butch Johnson, and Johnson will have a Dallas 1st down at the 41-yard line of the Raiders. That was a well-thrown ball under extreme pressure by Danny White.
McElroy looks a little... I think he's got an injury there. Look at it from a ground level. The Raiders they're in the defense they like to be in, pass rushing. McElroy comes across. Got his head in there. Got a snap on his head there. He seems to be...
Van
McElroy is the kind of guy, though, that you talk about. He goes after them no matter where they are.
They say it's the snap of the head that knocks out fighters, and he had his head snapped just a little bit there.
You were knocked out a few times or not?
No, I never knocked out. I got hurt once.
Yeah?
So Jim Chiansky hit me coming in the hole. An ex-teammate of mine, and had a fullback that forgot to block him. It wasn't Jim Braxton. He wasn't in at the time, and he hit me. I never saw him. I walked off the field. I was sitting on the bench, and everybody was yelling, "There's only 10 men on the field. There were only 10 men on the field." And they realized it was me, but I had no air in my body, so I couldn't say, "Hey, I'm hurt." I was just sitting on the sidelines trying to get air. There he is. He's up. Van's up. He looks like he'll be all right. He's just got a little head.
Once again, a great pass by Danny White. He was under extreme pressure. The Raiders with the blitz had a man right in his face. He got it to Butch Johnson. Johnson, good concentration. First down, Dallas. They trail by 10. Closing seconds of the third quarter, but they have a first down inside the Raiders' 42-yard line. Tony Hill back in. Splits up to the top of your screen. Drew Pearson goes left. Timmy Newsom now a single setback for the Cowboys. Danny White throws behind Ron Springs. It'll be second down and 10. Dan McElroy making sure he's in Dallas. Yeah, I'm all right. You always say you're all right, but you wonder what you're doing there.
You know, they always say, huh? You see a guy hurt, you walk over to him and say, man, you all right? Huh? You better sit here a little longer.
That's right. Repeat the question, please.
Danny White brings up the Cowboys. Second down and 10.
Beautiful play.
Well-worked play. Tony Dorsett breaks one. And credit Butch Johnson with a great block at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Dorsett all the way down to the 10-yard line. Make it the 15 as they mark it out of bounds there.
That's Butch right there. Oh, big Lyle. Is that Alzado? No, that's not Alzado. Oh, was it? Yeah, it was, I think. That was Lyle. Good move.
And he had to be careful. He could not crack back on Alzado. He had to block him high. He did the job, and the Cowboys have a first down inside the 15 of the Raiders.
Well, we saw Marcus Allen make a nice run on the other end. We see Tony Dorsett come back. That's the value of having those great running backs in your backfield.
And any moment they can break it.
Any moment.
Draw play. Springs.
Didn't make it.
And defensively read so well by Rod Martin.
Well, he's a good back, but not quite a Marcus Allen or Tony Dorsett.
Final seconds expiring here in the third quarter. There was a loss of 3 yards, and when we come back for fourth quarter action, it'll be Dallas. Second down and 13. We'll return after this from our local station. Stadium. A wildly enthusiastic crowd. Second down now and 13 for the Dallas Cowboys. They trail by 10 points as we open the fourth quarter. The Raiders with a superb defensive effort tonight. They played some great football. Cowboys with explosive offensive weapons. They have led all NFL teams through 7 games in racking up points in the fourth quarter. Of course, they are 7-0, and in each and every game, they've had to come from behind to win.
They attribute that to kind of a new conditioning program that they had not only in the offseason, but their training camp. Tom Landry's get tough policy, they call it.
Tony Hill to the left. Drew Pearson to the right. Play action. Danny White looking for Springs.
Oh, he had him.
Incomplete. He was there, however. He was being covered by Ted Hendricks.
He had old Ted by a couple of steps.
Yeah, well, when you've been in the league as long as Ted Hendricks, 36 years old, you can cover him for a short distance, but you can't cover him for a long distance.
Yeah, he's done some things over the years. He had 25 career blocks. He scored 3 touchdowns. He has an NFL record of 4 safeties. He's never missed a game dating back to 1969. This is his 207th consecutive game played tonight. And we like to watch him play. Third down, 13. 17-yard line of the Raiders. The Dallas need points. They trail by 10. 3 wide receivers, Johnson, Drew Pearson, Doug Donley. For Donley.
Got it. What a catch.
Yes.
What a catch.
Doug Donley, the former Ohio State record setter, who has really started to come into his own this year, sprints into the corner of the end zone, and Dallas will draw within 3.
Pretty sure that was Otis McKinney that was covering him. Not positive, but that was a beautiful, beautiful display of concentration. Once again, Doug Donley. That is McKinney. That ball is pretty well thrown.
Now, you talked about what they do at halftime. They wait for situations when they know they can get this kind of coverage. Single coverage on a speedy wide receiver. As Donley ambles in for his first Dallas touchdown. He'll have many more. He was not even expected to play. Pulled a muscle earlier in the week. Septien. Through the uprights. And an electrified crowd here at Texas Stadium showing their appreciation. The Cowboys coming back, as they are prone to do. Conley, who set all those records at Ohio State, came up second-round draft pick in '81. Had a good game filling in for Tony Hill against the Giants earlier this season. But he has given the Dallas Cowboys a good solid goose when they need it the most. They trail now by 3. We're in the fourth quarter. Septien will kick off. Greg Pruitt is deep with Clee Montgomery. Montgomery this time will stay in the end zone.
Probably a good move on Montgomery's part. They didn't field that one. Let's look at this pass again from the other side. What do you think about that one, Juice?
Well, he had time to throw. That's the first key. And Donley, a 9'4" sprinter, can't give him this much room to work on a guy.
Donley loves the fact that he outran Dorsett this year in training camp in the 40-yard dash. He became the fastest man on the team. He thinks that's really neat, and it is pretty neat. What do you think about it?
Well, that was during the offseason.
Marc Wilson comes back out. The Raiders have huddled together on the sidelines. They're a tough team. They're a together team. And Marc Wilson looks it over. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Marcus Allen, the flag is down as Allen goes down in the arms of Bob Bruning.
I thought I caught a slight movement left side of the Raider offense, which would be Bruce Davis.
79 offense.
There you go.
You got it.
You got it.
Sort of a late flag, though, huh?
Let's take a look at the numbers as they transpired through the first half. Rushing yards, Los Angeles surprisingly strong tonight.
Surprisingly, though, the 31 yards that Dallas had.
And we'll move along through the third period. L.A. dominant in yardage gain.
Those 4 turnovers, though.
The turnovers have hurt the Raiders.
They're still ahead.
Yeah.
L.A. has been penalized 10 times for 68 yards tonight. 1st and 15. Frank Hawkins. Back close to the original line of scrimmage, where it will put the Raiders in a 2nd and long. And we'll pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
KTNV TV, Las Vegas.
Texas Stadium has been rocking tonight. Seesaw battle, the Cowboys and the Los Angeles Raiders. It's gone back and forth. The Raiders now in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes remaining have a 3-point lead. They also have a situation in which Dallas likes to blitz. 2nd and long. And there it is. It was Mike Hegman on the blitz, forcing Marc Wilson to release the ball prematurely.
We haven't had any word from the bench, but I'm a little surprised because Don Smerrick was replacing Randy White on the 1st down and the 2nd down in there. We haven't heard any word that whether Randy White might be hurt or not, but they usually don't take him out. They usually take Dutton out.
We've been trying to check that out, and we'll let you know as soon as we can. They don't lose too much with Smerrick, but we have been told that Randy White has a cramp in his leg. Smerrick not as strong against the run, but he's a superb pass rusher, number 60 for Dallas.
Dallas is one of the finest blitzing teams I've ever seen. Their linebackers hesitate. You don't think they're blitzing as a back. You run your pattern, and then they blitz. They have the speed to get there.
3rd down and 11. Wilson, a lot of time. Marcus Allen with a great reception for the 1st down yardage out over the 30-yard line.
You know, I haven't heard a whistle.
And now they're saying no. Downs, Everson Wall's brother, moving into the end zone.
That's interesting. Mark got the ball. He went down. Nobody, I don't know if anybody touched him. He held the ball up. Walls took the ball, and I really didn't hear a whistle. Let's take a look and see if he was actually touched while he was down.
Great catch.
He's not touched yet.
He's not
touched when he took the ball.
That's right.
Whoa.
Allen gets the 1st down for the Raiders. 33-yard line. Crowd showing their disapproval.
Should have been the 5th turnover.
Whoop. Anthony Dickerson, the ball is loose. The Cowboys,
There's your 5th turnover.
with Mike Hegman, will turn it into a touchdown.
Oh, I can't believe it.
It's been killing the Raiders all year.
Anthony Dickerson on the blitz. Knocked the ball loose. It bounced around. Mike Hegman takes it into the end zone. And there's a Cowboy down. Let's listen to the roar of this crowd. Hegman got the touchdown. Anthony Dickerson the sack, and Dickerson is on the carpet at the 20-yard line.
You know, this is, in a way, sheer speculation. I hate to do that, but in this good guy, bad guy image, the Cowboys have this clean-cut image. We work hard. We're going to be in great shape. The Raiders image, so to speak, is, hey, let's go out there and have a good time. We may not make all of our curfews. And if it's going to show up, it's going to show up in the fourth quarter, as they say. You got to win that ball game in the fourth quarter. This Dallas team appears to me to really get something going here this fourth quarter. Way to go, Anthony.
But make no mistake, the Raiders got a lot of pride. When it's time to work, they work hard. And when it's time to play, they play
harder.
Extremely hard.
I like those kind of guys. Mike Hegman, touchdown there.
You're talking to the original, Juice, about that.
I like that. That's fun, yeah.
Great defensive team effort by Dallas has put them back on top. Septien for the conversion. Dallas has recaptured the lead. Let's look at it again.
They say they're lucky, but I tell you, they make their luck.
Dickerson knocks the ball loose. There's a scramble for it.
There was nothing lucky about that particular play.
Was that Jones that missed it? He was trying to cover the fumble. Hegman comes in, and Bruning's trying. Way to go, Bob.
A wild night in Texas. We hope you're enjoying, and we'll be back as the crowd rises to its feet. Dallas bidding to remain undefeated on the season. The only team with that record in the NFL. The Raiders trying to stay 2 up in the AFC West. Septien. Greg Pruitt. Pruitt saw a little daylight, tried to get through it. It closed at the 25-yard line. College football, one more reminder. ABC's MC Conference battle. Washington against UCLA. That one has Rose Bowl implications. You'll see it right here on ABC. Consult your listing for the game you'll see in your area. First down and 10, the Raiders. Wilson has the time, tries to get it into Christensen. A flag is down. Flag is down upfield. Hard-hitting football game throughout tonight. If you joined us late, it's been seesaw back and forth. And we're going to have defensive illegal use of hands.
Appears to be Dennis Thurman. He's the guy that's spending more time talking to our officials.
I tell you, how would you like to be looking for answers in Tom Flores' shoes?
Illegal contact, 32 defense, first down.
You come into a game, you've lost 2 of your last 3 games. You have the #1 defense in the NFL. You've lost 2 or 3 games. You've scored 35 and 36 points. You're in a game now with the #1 defense in the NFL. You have 34 points early in the fourth quarter, and you're still behind.
And you've turned it over 4 times. Each time it's been capitalized on by Dallas. First down and 10. Wilson wants a screen. And this time, Marcus Allen perhaps was fortunate in not handling, because that would have been a considerable loss.
That's a classic case of trying to run before you caught the ball. He wished he'd got the ball sooner. The backer was closing a little ground on him, and he was just trying to run before he got possession of the ball.
He might have lost 5 had he caught it.
Dexter Clinkscale sure read that one well. He was the guy that came up in pursuit of Marcus.
This crowd has been on pins and needles throughout the evening. They were excited. The Raiders coming to town. Again, we talked about it, but it's so true. The establishment and the rebels. Second and 10. Wilson.
There's that movement.
And a lot of open field. And Wilson inside Dallas territory to the 47-yard line. And we've said it before, But this is why Wilson is tabbed as the quarterback of the future for the Raiders. He can do many things.
You're going to see Harvey Martin get pushed way out behind number 79. Watch him come in. There he goes out. Then it opened up right in the middle. Now that's where you might miss it. Randy White. He usually anchors down that middle pretty well. He's out with a, what is it, muscle cramp?
Well, that's one of the reasons why Al Davis wouldn't lose Marc Wilson. I spoke with him earlier today, and I'll talk a little about that after this play.
On 1st and 10, 47-yard line. Marcus Allen.
Ball up in the
Fumbled
air.
again. Another turnover.
Not yet.
And they're still loose. I think the Raiders are finally going to get it back. That ball was handled by 5 different players.
Too tall. Got a little cocky with his hands, and he tried to catch it up in the air.
Now, he's still 500.
You can play in the league for a long time batting 500.
Take a look at it from the end zone.
I didn't see who hit Marcus coming through here. It's Michael Downs. Look at old Michael Downs. I'm telling you, that kid's everywhere. Michael Downs out of Rice.
There goes Dutton up for it.
I didn't think Too Tall would try to handle it that way. Dutton was trying to get in the act.
Dickerson had it for a moment. He was knocked loose. And Dennis Thurman now struggles with it. That thing must be electrified. The Raiders come down with it. They have a 2nd down and 9. The ball near the 45-yard line of Dallas. Marc Wilson wants a big one. And Michael Downs misses on the diving attempt at the interception, and that's 2 or 3 times. Now, Marc Wilson has hung that thing up, and he has speedy defensive back. They're going to get near it.
Michael Downs was the closest one to that one. He wasn't. Maybe Calvin Muhammad didn't run as good a route as Michael because the ball was much closer to Michael.
Yeah, it wasn't a great pass, but getting back to Al Davis and the Marc Wilson situation, the Raiders are a team that, like they're from the old school. They develop people slowly. It took him 4 years to earn this job. Well, we'll get to it after this play.
3rd down and 9. The Raiders averaging 8.6 on 3rd down. Full blitz is on. Man is open. Dokie Williams, and Wilkins will have the 1st down. Good pickup by the offensive line, and the backs have stayed in. I think it was probably Marcus Allen who stayed in.
All right, now let me try to get it out real quick now.
Okay.
Ken Stabler, they said he took him 5 years to get Ken Stabler ready to play. They spent a lot of time trying to get Marc Wilson ready to play. This is his 4th year. They said he was ready now, and he felt that he didn't have the quarterback around, that he could take 4 more years to get ready to play. He needed Marc Wilson either this year or next year, and that's why he spent the money to keep him on the team.
Makes certain sense to me. Way to go, hey, there we go, Jay.
1st down, 34-yard line. Hawkins left side, and Hawkins inside the 30. He'll get 6. Tripped up there by Anthony Dickerson.
Does what you say mean that you need experience to play quarterback?
Well, not with most teams in the NFL. A few teams, the 2 teams you've seen on the field today, they'll draft the guy number 1 and they'll take their time.
Okay, I'll just tease. I just tease.
Oh, well.
Okay, I like it.
I mean, I was ready for that one.
Yeah, you got it.
3rd down and 4. Raiders inside Dallas's 28-yard line. Allen in motion.
Got him.
Christensen is open.
Telling you.
And he's bulldogged at the 10-yard line by Michael Downs, and the Raiders have come back. Cowboys on top, 38-34. Christensen working, move to the inside, breaks it off to the right. Throws Michael Downs for just a moment. And Christensen gets another Raider 1st down at the 11-yard line. He has turned into a superb tight end. Todd Christensen had a big day last week, 11 receptions. Let's come back with another fine night tonight. Hawkins trying to bull behind that strong, big, experienced offensive line. Hawkins gets 3. And Frank Hawkins over 100 yards on the night. He broke off a couple of big runs in the 1st half. 1 of 34 and 1 of 23.
That speaks well of the Raiders, a team that has so many stars. You've probably never heard of Hawkins, and here he comes on a Sunday night and gains 100 yards against the Dallas Cowboys.
Raiders inside the Cowboys 10-yard line. Wilson is hammered as he tried to get the ball out to Marcus Allen. He was really taken by Hegman.
Boy, was he.
And that hurt.
Seemed moving his elbow.
Cowboys employing much more of the blitz here in the second half, and it's been very effective.
Hegman 58, you see, come back to the inside, come right back in off of Marcus Allen's block. Marcus just tried to check block, come back to the outside, but Hegman beat him.
Better work on that check block.
Yeah, that check block. I told him check a little bit more. Make it a long check.
Randy White back in the lineup for Dallas. Out for a brief period of time with a cramp in the leg. As Marc Wilson comes up and looks down the defense, a 3rd and 8 situation. The rollout. And looking back for the same receiver, Christensen, who scored just before the end of the half. This time incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and out comes Chris Bahr. And again, the Cowboys leading by 4 points.
And again, Marc Wilson was a little lucky that that ball was not intercepted.
Dallas has got to be pretty pleased they only got away with a field goal attempt here. However, you look back, they had several opportunities to recover a fumble up here about midfield a little while ago.
26-yard attempt by Bahr. Marc Wilson, you must always keep in mind, is the quarterback. He's the holder.
Right through the middle.
The Raiders have drawn to within 1. 9:40 remaining in the game. A lot of excitement from Dallas tonight.
A revolution.
Texas Stadium. 9:40 remaining. The undefeated Dallas Cowboys trying to remain that way.
And when you put 38 points against the #1 defense, you deserve to win.
Raiders trail by 1, and nevertheless they have put up more points against the Cowboys than have ever been put up there. 37 points in the history of Texas Stadium. Gary Allen very wisely stays in the end zone, and Dallas will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Wait a minute, is that really true? This is the most points that an opponent has scored against Dallas? I know you wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. He
Would
would
I lie to you?
No, you would. Gosh, that's remarkable. I'm going to help you with the numbers tonight. All right. How many points we have? 38, 75. We're only 20 points shy of last week's.
Thank you.
All-time scoring bonanza.
Oh, well, we got 9 minutes to beat it.
Tony Dorsett back in. We've seen a lot of springs here in the second half. Dorsett finds a handle, but he'll lose yardage back close to the 11-yard line.
A little dicey out there, wasn't it? Marc Wilson on the sideline.
He never really had a hold of this ball.
Don't know whether it had anything to do with it. Now that, but you know, he has his right hand that Frank mentioned earlier, has a little cast on it. Has a broken bone in that wrist, but he just appeared to mishandle that one.
Yeah, I think he was looking downfield. You're playing against a tough defense. You want to see where you're going to run. Sometimes you forget to look at the ball.
We've had 76 pass attempts tonight. Dorsett breaks to the outside, and the Raiders swarm once again. And the Raiders are far from giving up this football game.
Well, they weren't going to get beat twice on the same play. That's the play that Dorsett broke earlier in the game. A little delayed draw there.
That was Lester Hayes from his cornerback position that made a good charge, but he saw Tony try to bounce it out to the outside.
The Raiders also adjust with defensive personnel to match the offensive power that Dallas has put on the field. We'll watch it from the end zone as Danny White operates from the shotgun. Of course, all the plays called by Tom Landry. Danny White, Ron Springs. Springs Davis will be short of the first down. Out over the 25 to the 27, and Dallas will have to turn it over. They bring out the punting unit. Danny White stays on, of course. He's been punting since the second quarter. And Greg Pruitt drops to the 35-yard line. Raiders should have good field position.
They better make sure that Danny punts it.
You know, I was just thinking that, and I said, no, I'm not going to say that. That's silly down here on the 27-yard line. But
The Raiders also will be thinking that. Low kick, the kind you can run back.
You bet.
And Pruitt, with little or no regard for the body, hurdles back to midfield. 36-yard punt by Danny White. Raiders, excellent field position. 7:50 remains in the game. And it's 38-37, Dallas over Los Angeles.
Think it's enough time for 3 more touchdowns?
It's nuts time for all sorts of things, but I think, you know, with the Frank's hit it right there, they're sitting here at the 50-yard line, so you say, okay, I can go 20 yards, and I can be ahead of this, be ahead. I can kick a field goal on these 20 yards.
Marcus Allen in motion. Hawkins, right side, he runs into Big John Dutton. Still manages to squirm to the line of scrimmage.
Big John Dutton, former All-Pro from the Baltimore Colts. He was tough. They had him playing defensive end at that time.
Defensive right end, and he had to make quite a change to first defensive left end. That didn't work out when Ed Jones decided to be a boxer. Moved him into defensive left tackle. He's found a home between Randy White and Ed Jones. Second down and 10. Wide open is Dokey Williams. He drops the ball. And there's a scramble, and Dallas has it.
I'll be doggone. Is that not unbelievable?
Another turnover.
Unbelievable. That one really was. Now, that's the one you got a feeling that Oakland gone. I mean, Oakland. I didn't say that. The Raiders.
That's true. 1-1.
Williams had the first down by plenty of yardage. He let it go, and Dexter Clinkscale recovers for Dallas. Oh, was he open.
And a beautiful pattern. As I said all day, they're giving him a lot of cushion back there.
Dennis Thurman
makes things happen.
But that didn't, you know, that just ball looked like it just bounced out. Here comes Dexter trying to get it.
Dallas first down and 10. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Dallas with a precarious 1-point lead. Springs. Right to Dorsett. Seven-yard pickup. Just from the end zone. This happened a moment ago. Dokey Williams wide open. Thurman came in underneath Dokey Williams with a blocking tackle. And there is the mad scramble, which ultimately Dexter Clinkscale comes up with. Dorsett got 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. The Cowboys at their 42-yard line. There was a mix-up in the Dallas offensive set. Danny White tried to readjust it. His receivers, wide receivers, were in the wrong position. He looked at the 30-second clock, said, no, let's don't blow it here. And he takes time out. I hope you've been with us throughout the night. We've seen some superb offensive football. Two teams highly rated defensively. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys have a 38-37 lead with 6:19 remaining in the game. And Danny White looks over a 2nd down and 3. The ball at the Dallas Cowboys 42-yard line. Dorsett. And good swarming defense, Rod Martin. And Dorsett to the line of scrimmage. That's all. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Nothing open up the middle. That's where they're trying to go. They're closing it off. Dorsett's having to bounce out to the outside, and the pursuit's catching up. Rod Martin's a heck of a football player. O.J., he's done such a good job there with the Raiders.
Well, we've talked about him in the past. He's their defensive captain. He's led the team in tackles the last few years. He's leading the team in tackles this year. He's by the linebackers, and
he's a typical Raider, too. They drafted in the 12th round. They cut him. He went wandering off to San Francisco. They brought him back. They just let him develop.
Like they do their quarterback.
Please. No.
Third down 3. The crowd, many of them on their feet. Timmy Newsome wide open. First down Dallas. Raider territory at the 42. And Timmy Newsome has made some great plays for Dallas this season. He won almost single-handedly the Tampa Bay game when he threw it into overtime with an unbelievable pass from Danny White, but he tiptoed down the sideline and hurdled over one defender. And he's a big man. He is right up there around 235, and he nevertheless has the grace and the agility one would not suspect that he would have.
He just outmaneuvered old Rod Martin, the guy we were talking about that time.
It's quite appropriate that you beat Rod right as we were speaking about it.
First down, time now beginning to be somewhat of a factor as Dallas playing ball control. Play action, Danny White's in deep trouble. And Matt Millen, who's played a great game tonight for the Raiders, swarms all over Danny White.
One of the things that you see, Danny didn't check that linebacker right there. He made his fake, didn't look for Matt Millen. Matt keyed off that running back going to his right, followed him in there, and nobody picked him up.
He did what O.J. mentioned a moment ago. Ron Springs stepped up to block him if he came. He didn't come. Springs looked for somebody else, and then he came, and he had a clear shot at Danny White, a loss of 12. Second down and 22. Dorsett. And Dorsett is buried at the 48-yard line. He gets 5 of it back. It'll still be third down and about 15.
Well, if he has to get all his 5 yards like that, he's not going to be in this league much longer.
That was a tough one.
He's working for that one.
But they did keep that ball in the bounds, so that clock keeps running. I think that is something. We're talking about 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes. 3 minutes 45. Still 42, 41, 40. Hey, look. Hey, 39. Hey.
You know, it's funny, we talk about the lack of defense in the league. You see a guy like Tony, who over his years in the league, he have always averaged over 5 yards a carry. In this game, he's down to 3.3.
Third down, 15. Raiders need a big play defensively.
There's Butch. No, look out. That's going to be picked off.
It's picked off.
Maybe. Whoa.
It's Ted Watts. And I guess perhaps Tom Landry thinking, well, if they pick it off, it's just like a punt.
He doesn't think that way. That was a badly thrown ball.
But it has the same effect as an incompletion followed by a punt.
Well, I don't know. If they would have tackled him right away, if the receivers would have tackled him, it would have been a great punt, an effect of a great punt. But by not tackling, they brought the ball back to the 25.
A big guy named Bill Pickle. You don't hear much from, number 71.
2 guys there. They could have tackled him inside the 10-yard line.
Now the Raiders. They have 3 timeouts. 3 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. The Raiders trail by 1.
Oh, he did get hit.
Hello.
Bill Pickle.
Marc Wilson. He's been spectacular tonight, and he has been not so spectacular tonight. Todd Christensen. Whistle is blown. He was touched by Michael Downs, short of the first down, a gain of 8.
Well, I think the whole ball game may be on this drive. I doubt very seriously, with the time left in the game, the Raiders will punt the ball if they do get a 4th down situation.
Well, can you think of a better opportunity for Marc Wilson, as they say, to get the seasoning? Because this is an opportunity. He's 1 point down.
Yeah.
They had to have a lot of faith to throw him into this tonight against the undefeated Dallas team. Hostile territory. 2nd and 2, and it'll be close. Marcus Allen, the ball carrier. There's Ted Watts. He got the turnover for the Raiders.
Speak more slowly, Ted. We couldn't understand you.
That sounds like me.
Clock has started. They say it's not close enough for the measurement.
Frank, incidentally, this telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended by the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League, as we all know, is prohibited.
It's intended for the
Private use. Okay.
Third down, less than a yard. Good effort. Marcus Allen. Great effort. Looked like he was going down, and it now appears he'll have the first down.
Randy White was the one that tripped him up a couple yards in the backfield, but couldn't hold on. Good second effort.
Well, I'm sure you got a nervous Chris Bahr on the sideline right now. It appears this game may come down to him.
2-minute warning. And it does appear as if Marcus Allen has picked up the first down. And there is Chris Bahr. You better believe there are butterflies churning in the tummy. Football for the 80s. We've seen 2 weeks of it now. A lot of offense. Superb athletes on the field. 2 minutes remain to be played. The undefeated Cowboys leading the Los Angeles Raiders 38-37. Wilson on his debut this season, 22 of 45, 267, 3 touchdowns. Marcus Allen. And Marcus Allen has earned the respect of the Dallas Cowboys defensive unit. They were very hesitant about coming up on Allen, and he picks up an additional couple of yards, a total of about 8.
Well, he earned a little additional respect from Dickerson, 51, the linebacker, because when he came up to make the play, Marcus gave him one of those punch stiff arms, you know, when you punch him right in the jaw. There's no penalty when you hit the linebacker in his helmet, or on his helmet.
It should be. It's a naughty no-no.
Second down and 1. Wilson, and this is Dokie Williams, and the Raiders are getting closer. 38-yard line of Dallas. Dennis Thurman, again, giving Dokie Williams a lot of room, too much room.
They've been doing it all night, giving them this much cushion. I'm surprised that they're taking advantage of it here this late in the game. I felt they could have done this earlier in the game.
Pretty good indication that Dennis had him man-to-man, though.
And Chris Bahr has got to be the nervous Raider at the moment.
Frank, you made a point last week. I think it applies this week. They better not score too fast.
Listen to that crowd. First down, 10. Wilson, good pass protection. He gets it into Todd Christensen, short of the first down by about a yard. And it's much closer to the field goal.
I think you're going to see a couple of runs now. I think you'll see a few runs now.
Raiders use one of their timeouts, and Wilson will come over to talk to Tom Flores.
They got to run the ball or try to run the clock down a little bit now. Get the ball maybe 8 to 10 yards closer. We'll be around 40 yards at that point, and that should be in Chris Bahr's range.
Chris Bahr, 6 of 10 on the year. His best coming into tonight, 42 yards. He had misses, however, this season from 26, 36, and he missed a pair of 41-yarders, so they want to get him in close. Executive producer of ABC Sports is, of course, Ron Arledge. ABC's NFL Football Sunday Night Edition, produced by Bob Goodrich. 1040's back with us as our director. Technical director Joe Chavio. Associate director Alan Brum. Our technical manager Coach Coltrane. Unit manager, she's a lovely, Irma Norris. Telecommunications manager Mike Farrell. Assistants to the producer Jay Cutlow and Tony Tortorisi. Again, Steve Hurt, stats and graphics. Joe Cox, stats and research. Spot of Steve Bazika. They've been busy tonight.
Yeah. Well, he cut the interceptions for the last couple of weeks down to 1.
That's going in the right direction.
I admire these Raiders. So many distractions at odds with the entire National Football League. Moved Oakland to Los Angeles, won an antitrust suit, which is, of course, in the appellate court now, federal court in San Francisco. That should be coming down very shortly. But they've had so many distractions. The eminent domain suit of the city of Oakland, and yet the players show up to play. Hawkins, and he'll get the first down near the 26-yard line. And from this point, Chris Bahr would be looking at about a 34-yard field goal, call it 44. He'd be kicking from about the 34. They want to get him closer.
And they're going with no huddle to try to keep Dallas from making substitutions. I'm sure they'll run it. Oh, I'm a little surprised there.
Marc Wilson, Dokie Williams, Dennis Thurman was 10 yards off Dokie Williams.
Don't understand that. Now, you got to get up.
Smart play.
You got to get up there and do that.
Well, it was a smart play. They went without a huddle, so Dallas couldn't do the things they want to do. Defense, I didn't think they'll throw the ball because they can get a sack or they can get a holding penalty, which would put them out of field goal range, but they did the right thing. We see a In zone play, they went on a quick count with no huddle. Gilkey Williams ran a simple out. It was a safe pass.
Yeah, that's what
It's been their caviar tonight. They've come back in front of Thurman in single coverage. Dennis, respecting the speed of these wide receivers, has been playing well off. And they've been coming back to it every time they needed it.
Well, this offense has been known to self-destruct.
Hawkins.
You're going to start getting some timeouts from Dallas before long.
Just remember, 6 turnovers already for the Raiders tonight.
And
They've been known to hurt
they're
themselves.
still in the ballgame, aren't they?
They're going to let it tick down. Dallas has 2 timeouts. But the Raiders could make them use all of those.
That's right.
Now he's trying to tell them.
Too late, Tom.
And Marc Wilson will not snap that till the 30-second clock is trickled down to nothing. Good defensive effort. Mike Hegman, who's played a whale of a game tonight for the Cowboys, who are right now looking straight into the eyes of their first defeat of the season. And this man is the one who could provide it. Dallas now stops the clock. They have 1 timeout remaining, 29 seconds remaining in the game. And Tom Flores
Take a look at this last play.
together.
Normally, when an outside linebacker comes, he belongs to the halfback. It looked like he came inside of the tight end or the wide receiver. But normally, that would be the halfback's man, Marcus Allen's man.
Split a little bit too wide, I think Marco was, and he just moved into the inside right at the last count.
A little lack of communications there because Dallas let about 20 seconds trickle off that clock before they killed it with the timeout. The Raiders now will have a 3rd down, goal to go. The ball up at the 10-yard line, and kickers live in a funny world, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. You see them stand on the sidelines, and everybody say, okay, the game's right there. But as a player, you don't really mess with them too much.
Oh, you don't even look at them. If you catch eyes with them, you know how you turn away from them?
Yeah.
You don't want to bother them at all. And believe me, if he missed this field goal, if he gets a shot at it,
I'll bet you he's relieved to see them down somewhere around the 10.
yeah, they won't be looking at him then. Knowing this Raider team, they may be looking at him real close.
Chris Bahr has been around a while. He started out Cincinnati. 2 years in a row, he had the longest field goal in the NFL. And he's not long anymore. One point in his career, back in the mid-70s, he kicked 155 yards. He just needs an accurate one tonight.
He needs an extra point.
Dallas holding on to an undefeated season by 1 point. 3rd down, goal to go. Hawkins. Dallas trying to tackle the football, and of course Hawkins, having been told he better hang on to it, and here comes Chris Bahr.
Oh, they got it right in the middle. That last play was designed more than likely just to do that. Running play right straight up the middle, put the ball right in the middle of the field, make it as close to an extra point as you possibly can.
I tell you, Danny White wish he hadn't called timeout earlier in the quarter. They just used their last timeout to stop the clock.
23 seconds remain. And they still have not talked much to Chris.
Just leave him alone.
He's won a lot of football games, not having the best of seasons thus far this year. I mentioned earlier he's had misses from 26, 36, and a pair of 41-yarders.
Well, that's funny how they'll forget the ones he won if he misses this one.
The undefeated season that Dallas has already talked about. The victory string of 7 in a row is on the line. A 26-yard attempt by Chris Bahr.
Look at Big Too-Tall winding up right there in the middle. Ball game.
Not necessarily.
No, I
20
believe
seconds
it.
remain, and the lead has changed again. The Raiders are on top, 38-40.
2 completed passes. Well, it's going to be tough to complete them and stay in bounds.
I haven't been able to sing my song the last couple of weeks until closing credits. It's going to be another one tonight, it looks like.
It looks that way.
You think it's over?
Well, I think you get a lot of letters if you sung it on the Cowboys tonight.
Well, I'm going to start humming a little bit of it. I tell you, I'm going to go just a little bit. I may not get to the final verse, but whoa, turn out the lights.
Marc Wilson, his debut here in 1983, started 9 in the season of 81. A lot of pressure on this youngster tonight. the hassle over his new contract that we've discussed throughout the evening. But he has come through when he had to in the clutch. He's had superb moments tonight, and at other times he's been a little bit erratic, a little bit jumpy. And for Danny White, who has directed the Cowboys to 7 straight victories, well,
that was a good drive, and you're absolutely right. Marc Wilson, the pressure was really on him. He looks at that scoreboard, had very little time to go, had to go a long way, and he took him a long way and got it into almost what you would call an automatic situation for a field goal kicker. Timeouts, Dallas 0, Raiders have 2. 20 seconds. Here we go.
Ron Fellows will bring it out.
That was a mistake right there. That's a mistake. You don't do that. You stay back in the end zone. You still got 20
Clock
seconds.
stops with the exchange of units on the field. 16 seconds remaining. And Dallas, with the loss tonight, will remain 1 game ahead of Washington in the NFC East, while the LA Raiders will move to 6-2. They'll remain leader over Denver in the Western Division of the AFC.
And if you want to see a cushion, you take a look at Van McElroy.
He could get an end zone shot with 3 men back. The deep defensive end, Ted Watts, is 30 yards from the line of scrimmage. Intercepted, but out of bounds. Watts. I want to remind you, coming up next, immediately following the game, an expanded edition of ABC's Weekend Report. Of course, again, the discussion of that tragic happening in Lebanon today.
It's been a good football game. Good football game.
That's what we were discussing a moment ago. The Raiders are not going to give up anything big.
Try to get to your fast man right down the middle and hope he can slip some tackles and go.
An emotionally draining game, and next week, the Raiders will take on Seattle in Los Angeles. We'll see them again December the 1st at San Diego.
This is not a real good stroke for clean living.
This one is looking for a penalty. And Lester Hayes goes up, doesn't handle. It'll be 3rd down with the last play of the ball game coming up.
Lester didn't have to move 5 yards from where he lined up to make that play. He was 40 yards downfield.
Marc Wilson's first smile of the night, because I think now he knows that he has been a winner in his first start this season.
Despite 6 turnovers, one which was his.
Tom Landry just walking by Dick Nolan, whom he coached and has coached with over the years. Wilson on the night, 26 of 49, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not a bad debut. Dallas, by the way, next week will be at Giants Stadium. And we'll see them again December the 19th, going against San Francisco. Ron Springs. The ball game is over. This one is history. Any plans for an undefeated season by Dallas go out the window on the arms and really the gutty performance of the LA Raiders. This young man, Marc Wilson.
They're a fun football team.
Quickly. And remember, this is a natural grass turf and very slippery. We watched the Cowboys warming up, and Scott, Fitzgerald, Rafferty, Cooper, Dupre, and the Cowboys are a very healthy team for this late in the year.
The wide receivers, of course, Tony Hill and Drew Pearson. Danny White, the quarterback, Dorsett and Newhouse. And they'll operate from the 10-yard line to start with.
And the house is back. Remember, Danny White has had 12 interceptions his last 4 games.
We'll run down the rest of the Dallas offense in just a minute.